Hey, how you all doing out there in video land? This is Stiletto coming at you from the Wild Wild West. Well, today we got a continuation. We're a two-part video today. We're unboxing. We started a little bit earlier. And this part right here is the SRK. 3V SRK Combat in orange, of course. On sale at Midway for, I think it was like $63 or $64. Saw that, I had to get it. Well, now, as you all know, now I got the 7-inch. Was it a 7-inch or 6-inch? I can't remember. I got the large SRK in both the 3V and the SK5, and the compacts both in SRK. SK5 and 3V, and also the larger one in San Mai. So I've got pretty much a complete collection of these now. So let's go ahead and get this one up in my pocket today. Here's my Recon. Let's see which end we want. This end. Okay. On my Recon, Black American G10 handle scales. This is a GSM version from about a couple years ago. It's got the DLC coating, 4-inch blade, saber hologround blade with a flat ground tip, 3.5 millimeters thick. It's got the snaggletooth aluminum cog ring and the snaggletooth aluminum snaggletooth wave feature. Absolutely love it, people. This is what I call a self-defense folder. This and the Tau War and the Voyagers are my three main self-defense folders. The Tau War series, the Voyagers, and the Recons. Oh, I left out the Spadas. The Spadas also. I like for self-defense purposes. Also the Counterpoint XLs and the Frenzies and the Tie-Lights. There's a whole bunch of them from Cold Steel. The holdouts. Can't leave them out either. Okay, here we go. Oh, that's beautiful. Aha, it's not sharp up here. So this one could be used for batoning better than the larger one. The larger one's got a sharpened, we call it swedge or whatever. It comes to an edge. So this one actually I can carry everywhere too, because it's not a double-edged knife. Just got to carry it exposed. Love it, people. Well, let's compare it to some other things. We'll start off with its twin, only in SK5. There they are there. The grinds look exactly the same. Whereas like on the larger version, the grinds are a little bit different. Because on the larger version, the SK5 version only has, it has a hologround blade, a saber hologround blade, and it has the flattened out swedge. Whereas on the 3V version, for the larger one, it has a saber flat ground blade and has a sharpened swedge. Or it comes to an edge. I want to say sharpened, I should say it comes to an edge. But these two are exactly the same. So when you get these, when you get the different one of these, you get only real difference that you're getting is the blade steel. Blade steel and the blade steel finish. They're both carbon steel blades, so they both will rust. This one will rust. It will stand. It'll fight against rusting more than this one, because 3V is more like a D2. It's more like a semi-stainless, whereas this isn't. This is more like a 1095 where it's just going to rust. It's like the Japanese equivalent of 1085 high carbon steel. Great for wood crafting. Both these knives, both these steels are great for wood crafting, people. They're both great. I've used them both, and I've had great success with both. The sheaths are exactly the same. All right, what else we got going on here? I wanted to pull out some of my others that are high carbon. They're in the same size range. This is a K-bar. It's an EK50. It's modeled after a World War II knife that was used for utility purposes by soldiers. It also could be a fighting knife. It's a 1095 chromium vanadium steel, or CV. This is the sheath for it. That's the way I carry it, horizontal on the front. And what else do I want to compare it to? I think that was about it. Oh, I want to bring this one out. Yes, it's the Demco Magna Cut, Freeway Mega Cut. They're all about the same size. They're all about like 5-inch blades. So let's go ahead and measure them out. We already did these, 5 inches, 5 inches, 5 inches. The handle on the free range is a little bit longer. It's 4 3/4. This one's 4 and looks like a 16, or maybe 4 1/8. 4 1/8. This one's right about 4.5 inches. 4.5 inches for this one too. Weight. .9 ounces. 6.9 ounces with the sheath, the way I have it set up for horizontal carry. 10.7 ounces. 10.7 ounces. The EK50. 6.7 ounces. And the sheath, the way I have it set up for horizontal carry. 10.1 ounces, almost exact same weight. Here we go, SK5, SR1, 5.0 ounces, super light, people. In the sheath, 7.3 ounces. That's an easy carry. 5.1 ounces, only 0.1 ounce of a difference. 7.5, easy carry. I really love the 3V. I love the 3V. Now I got my SR1s to be outdoorsman's knives, so that's the reason why I like them being all orange. I know a lot of people, don't like orange or whatever, but they make these in whatever kind of color you want. They have them in an OD green and also in black that I know of. And I think they have them like in a desert color or a brownish color. I chose the orange, and they always have the orange on sale. I guess orange is like the least popular color, but for me, it's like the most popular color for outdoorsman's knife, because if I lay this down in the bushes somewhere, I'll be a lot more likely to be able to find this one than this one. And I want to be able to find my knife. A knife is only good as if you have it, right? If you lose it, it's no good. But that's the way I look at that. And some of my other more heavy duty choices, would be these that you all know. If you want to get one that's more stout, this one can handle anything. This is a 3V, Italian 3V knife. That's super thick, super strong. I think it can handle just about anything, people. It'd take a lot. If you broke that knife, it's because you're doing something extremely stupid. Same thing goes for this one, the Warcraft, the Italian Warcraft, 3V Warcraft. Awesome knife choices. And oh yeah, we gotta bring out the ones that we just did too, huh? Because those are some awesome nice choices too. Let's move all this stuff out the way. Since this is the final video of the day, let's have some fun. Well, first I'm gonna bring out my buck, my other heavy duty choice, my buck combat blade. I think this is a 5160 or 5200, 5160 spring steel. Super tough steel, but it will rust real easily. So you gotta stay on top of that one. But that's super tough, super tough. Then the other combat blade, the SRK-C. This would be actually the one that I'd be more interested in carrying than one of these, maybe even. Because if you're gonna have to carry something all day long, I'd rather carry this one because it's super lightweight compared to the other one. And they're both very strong and heavy duty knives. This one's S35EM, CPM S35EN. That's the one that we did, one of the ones from the first video that we did. Let's move these out the way. Next up, S35EN SE4. Another awesome knife. Another awesome knife. The only drawback to this one to me is like the handle sometimes feels a little bit too small, but when you come up in the choked area, it feels perfect. But in the rear, in the regular handle part of it, it feels kind of small to me sometimes. But I love the knife though, because it's really compact and it carries very nicely in a horizontal position or in the side position. I got this one set up for weak side carry, so I get my strong side carry to carry firearm. Because this was like my, one of my favorites for, like a EDC knife. If I was going to carry something with a firearm. But, this one's going to be in my consideration too, though, now. But, I might still keep the same way, set up the same way, though. Because this one feels more like a woodcrafter to me. This one feels like a woodcrafter too, but it sort of feels like a good backup blade, too. I really like it. I like the SE4. But it's not my favorite handle, though. But I do like it because I think it's very compact and very easy to carry. Whereas this one, I really love the handle. I love the handle. I like the way it comes down to a little bit narrower spot here and it swells back out. It feels like they did a lot of work on this handle to get this handle right. It's got like little tiny grooves in it. It's super nice handle. I think it'd be cool to make this knife, though. To be honest, I'm being honest. I'm just stating, from my experience from wood crafting, to make it a 5mm thick blade. Do it more like they did on the SE. Why? Because S35EN, because I know people are going to be using this one for, batoning and stuff like that to see how tough it is and all that kind of stuff. And at the being a little bit less than 4mm thick, it's not going to be super, super duper tough, people. Not for a stainless steel. Now, if this was carbon steel, it'd be a different story. If this was like 3V or something like that, it'd be a totally different story. Or Kray-Ex or something like that. But it's not. Or even if it was MagnaCut, it'd be a different story, I think. But this is S35EN, which is known for being a little bit on the brittle side. It's known for being tough, a little bit tougher than S30V, but it's not a super tough steel for impacts and stuff like that. I know that a lot of people are using it for wood crafting steels now, steel knives and for stainless steel wood crafting knives. I would tend to say that I'd be kind of leery about using this for like pounding through some heavy duty knots, or some hardwood or something like that. I'm gonna be trying to, unless you just want to damage it and see if you could damage your knife or something like that. If you don't want to damage your knife, that's not what I would do with it. because the blade stock doesn't really look thick enough for that. And if you're going to be using a steel that's known for being a little bit brittle, I want the blade stock to be thick. If this is crew wear, I wouldn't be worried about it, because crew wear is supposed to be super tough. Or same thing with 3V or something like that. But that's not what S35VN is. S35VN is not crew wear or 3V. Or Magna Cut even. So, but this is good for holding the edge. It'd be good for carving. It would be good for doing a lot of your whittling work. Like for your light wood crafting work. I think it'd be excellent for that. Or light camp duties, like making, you know, like a tent stakes or something, like carving tent stakes or something like that, or making traps. It'd be good as a hunting knife. They have a whole lot of uses outdoors, but it's not a BK9. You know, don't try to make it do things like that. Don't make it try to do the things that you would do with this knife or this knife either, or this knife. These knives can handle the heavy duty stuff, people. That's a 5160 spring steel with a spring temper. USA butt knives. It's made to handle some pounding and torture and abuse. That's what this is made for. That's this kind of knife that you use for that. You don't use this. This knife is not going to be able to take what this one can take. And it's kind of foolish to see if it can. Because anybody who knows about knives and knows about their blade steels, got basic knowledge of blade steels, knows that S35VN is a folding knife steel. The purpose of it was to be able to, you know, be a high edge holding steel that is a little bit tougher than the previous S30V steel. But it's not, it wasn't meant for wood crafting. It wasn't designed for wood crafting. That's my knowledge anyway. Whereas this is 3V. This is if you want to use a modern powered steel for wood crafting, use a 3V steel or crew wear. That'd be my recommendation. I like 3V myself. Anyway, people, that's these. And I absolutely love the New Republic. And I absolutely love, oh yeah, my new 3V Compact SR1. This would be nice to get one in a different color and use it like an EDC knife. Because for an EDC knife, you know, if I was going to carry this open carry in the city somewhere or something like that, which we're allowed to do in California, I think this would probably be a safe one to do it with. But I wouldn't want it to have an orange handle, though. I don't even know if I'd want to even have a black handle. Maybe like a green handle or the brown handle. But something a little bit less that would stick out a little bit less. This is good for being out in the wilderness in case you drop your knife or whatever. It makes it easy to find it. That's, to me, the purpose of having orange handles and stuff like that on outdoorsman's knives. I absolutely love it, people. Absolutely love it. We got some great choices for knives these days. Great choices. Great choices. And that's it for today. Hope everybody's having a great day. Peace out. Stiletto.